Hello and welcome to tonight's live stream. We are currently looking at NGC 7000, the North American nebula. The moon is big and bright, so it's eating up a lot of the data, but it looks pretty good. And I'm also live stacking it here, so I have about 21 frames that are stacked here, 5 minutes each, so a little over 100 hours, 105 hours of images. I don't have much longer on this object. It's going to go behind a tree really soon, so I'm hoping I can get to 24 frames, which is going to be 2 hours of data with this setup here, which is the ASCAR 71F with the SV220 dual narrowband filter, which is equivalent to the Optilong L Extreme filter that I usually use. So I'm testing that out and comparing them. Hey Beverly, yeah, that tree. It's gotten bigger. It's gotten a little bit bigger. The branches. It's been a bit of rain, so the leaves have expanded. But it's okay. We're going to switch to I think the Bubble Nebula next. I already have it in my sequencer. Where's my sequencer? Yeah, here. So I have this in my sequencer. I have the Bubble Nebula, so I'm waiting for 2.5 more images. Hopefully, it's enough that the tree doesn't get in the way, and then we're going to switch over to the Bubble Nebula, which I've been trying to get some data on over the last couple of days. But if anyone has requests, I'm happy to open up Stellarium and show you what I can see. Yeah, we're hoping maybe end of this year, early next year, if things are okay. We're gonna look for a place to move to with our own yard where we can control more of the tree, or maybe one without a tree. Oh yeah, yeah. I'd love to put a pier in. I'd also like to build myself like a roll off observatory, like the one we have at our astronomy club. We have a couple of them, and I would love to have that kind of set up in my backyard so that it can be super permanently mounted. Thank you. Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm afraid if we move to a new place, I'm gonna have no money to do anything else with this hobby. I'm gonna have to chop down a tree and make my own observatory. Yeah, I'm currently in a condo too, but it's a two family condo, so we have a yard, but we have to share it with our neighbors. If it was a better situation, I would have probably tried to put in a pier in the backyard years ago, but yeah, I mean, aside from the trees and neighbors' houses, it's yeah, I don't think I can have like even a semi-permanent setup because of kids would sometimes be in the yard playing, which would make me nervous. It is better than the last place. I lived at a much larger condo before I moved here, and one time I had a small telescope out, looking at the moon, and somebody reported me to the HOA. So that was fun. This was pre-pandemic, I think 2016 or 2017. Oh, nice. Yes, yes. Please make friends. I did that at my when I lived with my parents in their apartment building in New York. Made friends with the super, with the security, with whoever I could. they didn't tell me. Like I asked them like what do the people think I was doing because I was looking not towards anyone's house at all. Like I was in the near the sidewalk, looking at the moon. It was yeah, people. I'm glad I don't live there anymore. Yeah, I'm like, if somebody, if you had a problem, if you're wondering what I'm doing, just come outside and ask. I would let you look at the moon through my telescope, and we could have been friends. But I still have no idea who reported me. It was a massive condo complex, almost 400 units. Oops, sorry, I realized I wasn't looking at anything. Go back to the imaging tab here. Yeah, so this is a single frame. So 5 minute. It looks somewhat washed out. Like the oxygen is really eaten by the moon. Look tonight looks so much brighter than last night for some reason. But I'm gonna be pointing away from it soon. I've got two more exposures left. 1.5 exposures left, just about. But maybe I'll pull up Stellarium and then we can look at some objects, see what we can see. Yeah. The smoke's much better around here too. It looks incredibly. It looks really cool, but it's eating up so much of the light, and it sucks that it's. I get, I'm getting like 4 nights of clear skies, but it's around the full moon. Hey, Rich, welcome. Shout out to Rich from Deep Space Astro son who just turned 18. Um, Rich looks like he's 30, so he must have had his son when he was 12. Yeah, Rich is a really great friend. It's been super helpful. Um, um, Interesting. Are you doing any imaging, Rich? I know you have the observatory in the backyard. I was just telling Beverly that one day I hope to have a place where I can set up my own observatory. I'll probably go the roll off roof observatory since that's what I'm used to at my astronomy club. But I think I'll take anything. No, tree. Okay, well, that's gonna be a bad frame. Boo. Okay, yeah, the moon is insane. God damn it, tree. Okay, so, what I do here is I will, delete that and then start this. And what this will do is it's now finding the new target, which is the Bubble Nebula. It should also get the, where is it? Lobster Claw. Just gonna load it here. Let's see, I have to stop. Okay. Well, I was 10 minutes short of getting 3 hours of data for this, but not too bad. I have an hour from last night and almost 2 hours from tonight. I was hoping to get maybe like 10 hours on North American Nebula over the last couple of weeks, but maybe the next couple of days. I'll see. I don't have a lot of free sky these days. Oh, SH2 126. Nice 4-panel mosaic. Ooh, the Great Lacerta Nebula. I have not imaged that one. I'm going to look it up in a Stellarium. Whoa, that looks cool. I still doesn't have it. Where can I look here? I can look here. All right, it's autofocusing, but I'm gonna look it up here. It is right under. Yeah, it's like right on the path in North America. So it's probably gonna go behind a tree soon anyway. So I'm not gonna point at it, but interesting. This doesn't have it either. I wonder if I switch to NASA Sky Survey. But I can kind of see it here. This looks like a cool complex. Oh, nice. Yeah, 425. I'm imaging at this is 490, so it's not too far off yours. But you've got 8-inch aperture versus my 71 millimeters. What is that? Like 2.5 inch, 2.5, 3 inch, 3 inch, less than 3 inch actually. So my resolution is trash. Huh. This autofocus chart doesn't look good. Hello from Brazil. Hello from America. Oh, nice. You're bringing the Vista and wait, what's the other telescope you're bringing? Yeah, yeah, the place I'm going to. Oh man, my autofocus. Oh no, that's why autofocus isn't working, because Bubble Nebula is behind the house. Psyduck. Okay, well, let's stop this. Let's find another target. I will catch up to the chat. SH2. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch to SH2 126. Why not? I'm going to move it over a little bit. Well, there's some cool nebulosity. Is this part of the nebula? I can't tell, but I'm just going to point it somewhere. And I'll slew and center, and then I'll just add it to that, and then I'll go back to the Bubble Nebula later. Gonna get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay. I'll probably have maybe like half an hour on this target if it works. But might as well do something while I wait for the bubble nebula to go over my neighbor's house. Oh, nice. Eastern Veil Nebula. Yeah, I just did a two-panel mosaic of both the Eastern and Western Veil Nebula. If you've seen the screenshots I've shared of the new Sirill script that I'm working on, I'll pull it up here. Yeah, so I actually have not processed this yet. This is just a stack. I will process this at some point. For now, I'm just using it as an example for my Sirill script, which is going out to beta testers and Patreon folks tomorrow morning for beta testing. I am just about done. It's faint, 60-second exposures. You don't see anything the first panel last night. Couldn't see anything until this day. Ah, interesting. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, right. The panels were amazing. I also talked to somebody to show how cool this can be. So you can have two panels that aren't even connected, like no overlap, and the script will actually stack them like this. Of course, you'll want data, that fills the black area, but I thought this was pretty cool. Like it's in it, since it plate solves, it knows where all the stars are supposed to be, and it'll place them like this. Yeah, Cyril's been great. Yeah, the person I was talking to was Kevin from on Blue Sky. He and I have been following each other for years, and he's an Astropixel processor user, and I am too. I used to be more than now, but yeah, this looks pretty cool. I did this test yesterday just to show him why I think Sirill's mosaicing is gonna be a little bit better than Astropixel processor, because APP mosaic has been incredible. The star registration there has been incredible over the last few years, but I think Sirill is going to beat it with the ability to plate solve and place based on the plate solve data. It's similar to what you do in PixInsight with mosaic by coordinates, but you do that at the end. You can do that in Sirill at the end too. But like this process is built into the script that I have been working on, so I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with it. So it's going to go out to beta testers tomorrow and hopefully to the public in a week and a half or so. I'm gone next weekend, so it's going to be after the weekend. Oh. Alright, so I'm not currently imaging. Hey Jim, welcome. I was just talking about some Sirill scripting. Oh, if you've been having trouble with PixInsight, yeah, I don't do as much mosaics as I probably should. It's pretty easy once you get the coordinates, mosaic by coordinates figured out. But you should definitely try the Sirill script that I'm working on. It's going to automate a lot of it, so it should be a little bit better. Or it should be easier. The only thing is I think PixInsight WBPP weighted batch preprocessing is still probably a little bit more superior than Sirill's stacking, but Sirill is so much faster. So for my sharp cap stuff, and I'll start live stacking this when I have a couple of images, but for now, we can just look through these. I'm looking at I think I had a couple of bad frames here, like looking at the stars there, looking at the HFR value. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'll just use the magic of BlurX and it'll be all good. So while that's taking, I'll leave the sharp cap window on so people can see what we were looking at, which is the North American Nebula and the Cygnus wall right here. I have my audios okay. I found that my gain settings were removed somehow, probably during an upgrade. So I set that back. So hopefully it's a little bit better. Yeah, yeah. If you're not in our Discord server, go for it. You can ask to join the beta testing group, or you can join the Patreon. There's a free tier as well, so I'm making it available to everyone there, and it's going live tomorrow for beta tester tomorrow morning. I have one more thing I want to do before I publish that post, but it'll go live in the morning. It'll also go live for YouTube members, so like Jim will get access to it too. It'll just be a little bit weird since I can't upload files to YouTube. So thanks, Beverly. I'll post both URLs in the chat, so you can join as you please, or not please. And hopefully, I'm gonna say 10 days. Hope 10 to 11 days. It'll be out in the public. Once people have had a test, beta tested, give me feedback, and I can make my changes, make my updates, bug fixes, etc. Oh, cool. Looking now. Oh, nice. That looks good. Are you gonna whip out a telescope for the party tomorrow? We did my small astronomy group. We did a barbecue and solar astronomy a few weeks ago, which was pretty fun. But we weren't celebrating a birthday, so are you? And other question for you is, are your kids into astronomy? Because mine is 2 years old, so I'm trying to see how much I should push him. Yeah. Damn. Whip out some eclipse glasses. Look at the sun for your son's birthday. They can look at two suns. Hi Otto, welcome. Oh yeah, I see what you mean, Rich. Their first image here, I see nothing. So I'm gonna take a few more, and then I'll see if live stacking in SharpCap does anything. Right now, I don't have enough data here, but I will. Just gotta set up my script. So I might be able to also point my telescope to the moon. But I do have a narrowband filter on, so it's going to look a little bit strange. So maybe I'll do that while we wait for Bubble Nebula. I think Bubble Nebula, based on the photo I saw earlier, It'll be out in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And this is a brand new mini PC setup. So I don't think I actually have orbital set up. I don't. I'll figure it out. If anyone has any interest in seeing the moon tonight. Alrighty. Okay, I will point it to the moon. So I'm gonna take. I'm gonna let this take at least one more picture so that I can stack and see if I see anything, and then I'll point it to the moon. Yeah. So I need the orbitals plug in. Let me plug it in. I don't think it. If it requires me to restart Nina, I'm just gonna look up the coordinates somewhere else. But for people tuning in who don't know, my Melee mini PC fell on the ground and broke. Something got shorted on the inside, so it doesn't turn on anymore. It requires a restart. Okay, never mind. I'll get the coordinates from Stellarium and do it manually. But yeah, so I had to scramble and get one of my older mini PCs, which is actually overkill for this kind of a setup. And I spent a few hours on Thursday night just getting that set up. So a lot of this is default settings. My plugins, the only thing I have enabled is Hocus Focus, like not even 3-point polar alignment. But I think this is going to push me to actually bring out my Melee 4 that I bought back in November to do a Nina series, like a really quick and dirty Nina series that Queeve has already beaten me to multiple times. And then I'll just show what I do. Maybe it'll help some people. But for now, okay. Alright, let me look up the coordinates for the moon. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. It's supposed to be here. All right, I am gonna step outside for this, so I am going to go on mute, only to make sure that the moon is still in view and not behind a tree. So BRB. Hey Jesse. Yeah, moon. So I just went outside, and it is. Oh, here. Hey, look at this. Is the moon. So I need to look up much shorter exposure. So I might actually close out of Nina and open up fire capture. Look, even half a second is too long. 500th of a second, maybe. I am still too bright. 5,000ths of a second. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I can see some of the. Look at that. The craters on the moon. Okay, let's go down to 5/10,000ths of a second. It does look like the sun. There we go. Some surface features. There we go. Now it's starting to get a little bit better. So actually, I'm actually going to close out of Nina and open up fire capture instead. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna have to cool everything. Yeah, I'll have to cool it later. Whatever. Yeah, camera still connected. Yeah. So I think I will lose. Oh, actually, when I went outside, I think I estimated I'll have the moon in view for like maybe an hour before it goes behind the tree, which is pretty cool. So this live stream is gonna go from talking about Nebula to the moon. So max, I need the entire thing. Switch it to the moon. Hello. Luminance and let's see, this is 2. Come on, moon, where are you? Oh, there we go. Okay, the moon just popped up. So, hi Paul, welcome. So, so this is a live look at the moon. The frame rate is 1. Where's the frame rate? I mean, it's 3 FPS, but is it 100 milliseconds? Wow, I can turn that up. The moon looks brighter. This is the gain, but this looks pretty cool. So this is the moon in narrowband, dual narrowband. So no, let's not do that. But I will crop in. Yes. This looks pretty good. It looks pretty in focus. It's actually not going to be in focus because we focus on the stars which are at infinity, but the moon is way closer. Yeah, the moon hasn't been my friend either. But I'll take a 1,000 frames of this. Let's do this. So this is taking luminance. I think I should actually switch it over to not luminance. Hold on. Let me figure this out. Speed traffic. And then switch this to RGB. Oh, why did you do this? There we go. Okay. So 100th of a second. All right, let's see. Okay. Yeah, about 8 frames a second. Not too bad. The frame rate here it's up here, so it's like 7.9 frames per second. Yeah, I can actually play with the white balance settings and make it look white, but I can also go outside and remove the dual narrowband filter. So I'm gonna put up a vote and see what people think, and then I'll run out and get it, run out and do it. So start a poll. All right, vote away. Oh, 60-40, 50-50. All right, it's going up and down. People are deciding. I'll leave it up for another minute and then see what the vote is. Oh yeah, I was muted while talking, so I was just saying that I can make this look fake white by messing with the white balance settings, but this is just a preview, so this isn't actually going to edit the raw image that I'm recording. So when I record, then I play this back, it'll look the reddish hue, but not too bad, I think. And I can also play with the settings a little bit, or the focus a little bit. I think I'm not definitely not in focus, so maybe let me try something. I'll stop this. Okay. So I'm just zooming in to see if I could bring this into focus, or am I making it worse? I'm making it worse. Oh, look at that. So maybe like 10. This looks not bad, I think. Alright, I accept. Okay, I'll change my ROI. I will record some frames. And then let's see what the poll says. The poll says yes, 60%. Alright, 5 votes, 60%. 3 people said yes, 2 people said no. So once this ends, I'll run out and take it out. Take out the dual narrowband filter. And then I'll put that back when we switch back to Nebulae later on. And the moon is currently not full. So it's like 98%, I think. Alrighty, I am back, and yeah, this is gonna look weird now. So let me reset this. 50, 50. And since I'm no longer using a dual narrowband filter, which was filtering out a lot of light, I need to decrease the exposure quite a bit because the moon is super bright. Look at that. It still looks a little bit green. It's because now the green channel is way oversaturated because we have two green pixels, or two green pixels on the sensor. It's also not in focus, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I will try and focus this a little bit manually. Let's do 100. Look at that, it's coming alive. I guess it's going to be like here, right? 10. I think that's good enough. I'm going to set the gain to, not negative 25, to 0. Okay, and I'll bring up the blue so that, and then when I'll take some images of it actually, and I'll post-process this later. And then when I have the white balance done in post-processing, it should look a lot more natural. So bring in the white. Okay, so now I can go back to max and switch out to, look at that. The moon looks really nice, I think, here. Looks nice and sharp. Yeah, I can see it's the camera is tilted a little bit. Okay, even then the green is still a little overwhelming. You can see the lines here, like where the blue, green, and red are. The green is always like ahead, but I'll leave that. And then I'll take some images of this, and then I'll post-process these later. And I always say, the quarter moon is the best time to look at the moon, to image the moon, because of all the shadows around the craters. But this looks pretty nice. And I'm not the biggest fan of spiders, but when I went outside to take the filter off, there was a giganto spider that made a web between my camera, the telescope, and the mount. I had to blow it off. I'm not a fan of spiders, even though they can make nice diffraction spikes. Yeah, I agree, Beverly. It looks nice. There we go. And everything is tracking pretty nicely. You can see the wobbles of the atmosphere here. This is going at about 12 milliseconds. Whoa. Why are you like this? Okay, cool. Yeah, lots of bugs around here. I am not a fan. Especially the ones that bite. And fun thing is Saturn is actually coming out. It's on the horizon. So if we look here, we have the moon here, and then Saturn is right there. So this is behind a house, so I can't see it. Also, this telescope is not meant for planetary, but I'll go back out in a little bit and see if it's in view, and I can point to it. So maybe we can see. What is Titan around? But yeah, Titan is around, so maybe we can see Saturn and Titan. Everything else is going to be too dim or too small to see, but I'll point and see. No cancel. Yeah, the bloodborne illnesses are, yeah, it's not great. They did report West Nile virus here a couple weeks ago, so I should wear more bug spray than I do. But it's too late in the night for mosquitoes right now. But when I was setting up earlier, I definitely saw some. Well, the moon's disappearing. It looks like there was an eclipse, but I wonder if that's the tree. I didn't think it would be here that quickly. Oh, look at that. That's a branch. Damn mosquitoes. Sorry, Jim. Oh, look at that branch. It's going. Oh man, yeah, that's a shame. It the tree moved moved into view about 45 minutes earlier than I thought. Oh man, no, that's a shame. So I'll see if I can find Saturn instead. Moon will pop back out from behind the tree in like 4 hours. But I think that was a nice view of the moon for a little bit. We saw it in dual narrowband and not dual narrowband. Yeah, false eclipse. We can make our own eclipse. It's cooler, like the Earth shadows dancing. But I'll close this for now and open up Nina again. And this time I'll get coordinates for Saturn. Point it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to Saturn. This is tree and neighbor's house. So let's see. I'll find some other target, maybe a broadband target temporarily for now, so that I don't have to go out and switch to the narrowband filter again. Let's see what I can point to. Yeah, that's gonna be hard because the oh, maybe I can do Andromeda. I think Andromeda may be high enough. Let's see, but it's gonna get eaten up by the moonlight. But we'll see. We'll see what we can see. Not the best framing, but I don't want to really go outside and rotate anything. And while this is happening, I will be right back once again. Alright, start a sequence to cool, focus, and start imaging this 60 seconds while I step away for like 3 or 4 minutes. Alrighty, I am back. So, okay, so it's doing the autofocus routine. Let's see how well it does. Ooh, look at this. This is a very straight line satellite going through M31. Probably a Starlink. While that's happening, I can show off the orbitals plugin that I just updated or installed. So you can actually install comets here. So if the new comet is coming around and you want to track it, you can actually install comets, asteroids, as well as JWST now. This wasn't there the last time I used it. And it also has a whole bunch of solar system bodies that we can track. So I could have put in Moon here and then loaded that up and try it and find it. There's Comet, and we can name the comets here. It's a pretty cool plugin, very useful. If I load this, so you can see this is where the moon is now, and I can put it in the frame, so it'll put it in there. So it's all pretty interesting. The interstellar comet. I wonder if we can track the interstellar comet. I'm just gonna quickly. What is it called? 3i. No, it's not there. Oh wait, I need to update comets. Yeah, there we go. From MPC, sure. So we got 1,200 comets. So 3i. There it is. Look at that. And now we can track an interstellar comet. So we can see that it's not right now. It is at its actually set now. So it's at its highest point over here during the daytime. So it's in a really bad spot for me. But hopefully, late 2025, early 2026, it'll be in a better spot for me up here, and we can start looking at that. That should be fun. Autofocus is almost done, and then should start imaging, and then maybe in a little bit I'll go outside and see where Saturn is and see if I can point to it. And then I'll probably end the night starting imaging on the Bubble Nebula, since I'm trying to get a bunch of data on that. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask me. It's a Saturday night, so don't have to go to bed anytime soon, which is always fun. Of course, I see a bunch of people just joined right now. So those of you who just joined, earlier in the evening, we were looking at NGC 7000, the North American Nebula, and the Cygnus Wall here. This is almost 2 hours of data, 10 minutes short of 2 hours. And we were going to point to the Bubble Nebula, but it was behind my neighbor's house. So we pointed to the moon for a little bit, and then now we're looking at the Andromeda galaxy. So we have M31 here, M110 here. I think this is M32. There we go. So this autofocus routine started, so it refocused everything for me. And now it's guiding. I'm just going to reset this. Let it guide. And it'll start imaging. So guiding, so it's doing a auto calibration or a force calibration. I found that always helps me in keeping good guiding numbers. And this is set up to take 60 images, 60 seconds each. I'm not going to let it go all that much. I'll need to do that every 5 frames. Mainly because M31 is not really my target right now. I'll have plenty of time to image this later on. It's just a filler for now while we wait for other stuff to get into view. And also for those who are joining earlier, I also showed off some screenshots from the Sirill's script that I'm working on to pre-process, stack and pre-process images from any telescope, not just smart telescopes. So this was one of them. So I was showing this that you don't need to have overlap in order for Sirill to stack them in a mosaic, which is really cool because it plate solves everything and then it knows where the stars are supposed to go, so which is neat. But if you do have overlap, that also works, and you get something like this. So this is a 2-panel mosaic. It's about 6 sessions between the 2 panels, and it stitches them together really nicely. And this script will be available for beta testing tomorrow to some members of my Discord server who are beta testers, as well as everyone on Patreon. Links to both of those in the description. Patreon also has a free membership as well, so you don't have to pay to get beta access. And after about 10 to 12 days, I'll push this to Sirill, which should make it available for everyone in the public, which is exciting. All right, so this is imaging. So in about 30 seconds, we'll see our first image. Exciting. And while that's happening, actually, I'm actually going to switch this to SH126. So I have 3 images here, which is not a lot, but I'll see if I can stack this and get anything at all. Clear and play. Alright, that's 15 minutes. Yeah, as Rich was saying, this is a really faint object. Can't see anything at all. Actually, I can kind of see something. I don't know if it translates well in the YouTube video, but there's something here. Let's reset the colors. Yeah, there you go. There's some red here. It is really faint. Cool. Well, I'll wait for Rich to finish. Yeah, there's some red here too. Yeah, I can kind of see it when I do this. I really mess with the histogram here. Not too bad. But I'm going to switch to M31. So here M31. So this looks pretty terrible, and it's mostly because of the moon eating up so much of the light. able to see more of the dust lanes, even with a 60-second exposure. The moon is just incredibly bright tonight. So maybe I can copy that over. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. I am going to switch out to the Andromeda there, so I think I need more data. I'll just wait for Rich to see what he has, and then I'll repoint this. I also don't think I was pointing it to the right place anyway. I've not looked at this object in the past, so I'm a wee bit lost. So I'll wait. So I have M31, light, select all images. I have a bunch of them here now, since they're 1 minute, so I have bunch meaning 2. Okay, let's do that, or 3 actually. Alrighty then. Woof. Alright. They do have a bunch of dust specks here. And definitely need to do flats. But yeah, this is getting eaten up by the moonlight. So I'm not even going to use this data later on to stack with other M31 data that I have. It's okay. Yeah, woof indeed. Yeah, the dust lane, they're definitely there, but imagine no moon. It's okay. Good experiment. I'm basically just waiting for Saturn to go over my neighbor's house for a little bit, and then we'll switch over to the Bubble Nebula for a little bit, and then I'll call it a night. So maybe another hour of live streaming. I just ate a banana, so I have some strength, some energy. Ah, yeah, that's right. Southern Hemisphere. Sorry. If you ever need Andromeda data, let me know. I have plenty of it. Yeah, moon and clouds and cities and car headlights. So many things. So many things bother us astronomers. Oh, satellites. Don't forget Starlinks. Before this hobby, who cared about satellites? Airplanes? Anybody? I live near Boston Logan Airport, and at least a few times a week they'll send their entire outgoing route over our house. I don't mind the noise, but when I'm outside imaging, you'll see lots of planes. Oh, nice! 20 hours of M31. That's a lot of data. That should look really nice. And morning fog, yeah. Oh man, that all that dew. Ugh. Oh yeah, add wind to the list of enemies. Trees? How about neighbors' houses? We hate so many things in this hobby. That's basically what us Starfront is in Western Texas. They're in the desert, borderland skies, and the walls of the observatories act like wind barriers. Oh, nice. Yeah, I bet Andromeda looks great on the red cat. Just like I know with my 60 millimeter, it's perfect. So with the red cat, it's probably even better. Oh, nice gem. And I forget, did you get the mono, the 533 mono camera, or are you on OSC? Oh yeah, spiders. I guess it depends on what kind of spiders. If it has 8 legs, then boo. But if it's 3 legs on a Newtonian, then yay. Wait, no, four legs on a Newtonian. What am I talking about? Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. I kind of want to get like a 585 mono. I'm eyeing the QHY Mini 8, which has a filter wheel and everything built in. Fairly cheap. I probably should have bought that like a year ago before all the tariff nonsense. The spiders are friends. I usually don't do anything with them except for stay away from them. But they have too many legs for me. I have a bunch around here. I have my office is in the basement, so I need spiders around in order to keep the bug population at bay, and it works pretty well. But the one on my telescope earlier, it was giant. So, and in the dark when I took my flashlight out, it scared me. I am not a millipede man. No, millipede centipedes. Ugh, ugh. Cannot be an entomologist. All right, I'm gonna do a 30-second run outside to see if Saturn is over my neighbor's house. Oh yeah, we'll add street lights to the mix too. Thanks, Leilani Rocks. I just went outside, and Saturn is in the sky, but not for me, thanks to Enemy Tree. So I think the vote now will be whether we keep looking at Andromeda or I can switch to the Bubble Nebula. So I'll put that in the chat. If we switch to the Bubble Nebula, I'll need to run outside and put my dual narrowband filter back in because otherwise we won't be able to see it. So let me find that. Alrighty, the vote is live. Alright, adding to the list. I'm gonna update the enemy list. And I did remember car headlights. What are the two circles that you see under, like here and here? So these are dust on my imaging train. I think these are on the glass of my Astrocam. So they're like really tiny specks of dust, but the way they're imaged, because of how the light hits it, they look like bigger, darker circles. They're actually extremely tiny. So we take flats to basically get rid of them. And they work like magic. And the other thing to do is to just clean your sensor, which I do maybe like once a year, but I try not to if I don't have to, and do flats instead. But I did record a video over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, cleaning my 533MC Pro sensor because it got really dirty, and I took flat frames before cleaning it, using a blower and then using swabs to clean it, and just to see how well how it looks, how the dust looks. So I should probably edit and upload that video at some point. It's been a year and a half. I don't even remember what I said in those videos, but I'll look. Looking at the poll. All right, 75% switch to Bubble Nebula and 4 to not. Okay, so let's switch to the Bubble Nebula. So I'll end the poll, and I will let. I have too many things open. All right, so I'm gonna let this finish one more exposure, and then I'll stop it, and I'll run outside and switch it out. Hey, Comet Cryo, you have a giant tree over my house that blocks Polaris. That sucks. Sorry. You need like a long pier coming out of your your backyard. All right, exposing. Can you trim the tree to reveal Polaris? If you use something like iPolar, as well as Nina's 3-point polar alignment, you may already do this. You know that'll help, but nothing beats being able to see Polaris, really. Sorry. Yeah, I have a giant backyard tree as well. Polaris is visible to me. Thankfully, it's about like maybe 10 degrees over my neighbor's house. If it was any lower, I wouldn't be able to see it. But once I can't see anything at zenith because the tree in our backyard acts like a giant canopy. So like once things goes over like 70 degrees, I would say. I can't see it anymore. But anyways, be back in about a minute and a half. All right, switched the stuff out, and I braved it and took a picture of that spider. It was not leaving my gear, so I took a picture. I'll send it to myself and share it in a minute. But I'm gonna wait for this to go. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at basically the Bubble Nebula. Why is it still? Hmm. Still thinks it's not there. So maybe I'll just switch over to the Elephant's Trunk Nebula. I know that should load. Alright, turn this off. Okay. Oh, nice, nice auto. Pac. I do like Pac-Man Nebula. Maybe I should have pointed it to that. That should be visible. Yeah, I know how you feel, Comet. We have raccoons that frequent our backyard, even though we have a fence, and they just climb over it. As I was breaking down the other night, I had three of them about 20 feet from where I was standing, and they were just like, we're gonna be here, whether you like it or not. But coyotes are definitely scarier, maybe more so than skunks, or not as much as skunks. Skunks will stink you up, but at least most coyotes are afraid of humans. Yeah, I think it depends, Beverly. Like when at my astronomy club, we hear them all the time, and there's actually, I think it's an official rule that you're supposed to be there with somebody else. That you're not supposed to be on the field by yourself, just because um, there are coyotes and I think bears too. I might have to double check that, but coyotes for sure, and we hear them all the time. But I've not listened to having people there. I've been there by myself quite a bit. All right, so now I'm just gonna autofocus. Yeah, they are pack animals. We have a bunch of coyotes here too, but we have a fenced yard, so luckily I don't have to worry about them. They can't climb fences like raccoons. Yeah, I can't even imagine that kayaking around alligators. Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't bring children, pets, or me. That's the best solution. Oh yeah, I'll post it in the Discord and also just bring it up here. Give me 1 second. Gotta send it to myself. Actually, I'll just post it on the Discord and then I'll bring it up here. Thank you for the reminder. I did forget. on the Discord now. All right. And for the people at home, this is the thing. Oops. Yeah, the giant spider. Ugh. Too many legs. And it's near my on-off button, so I guess my mount is staying on until tomorrow. Let's see, autofocus is still going. I wonder if I need just bigger step sizes. But the bubble nebula is here. In a few minutes, it should. Sorry, not the bubble nebula. The elephant's trunk nebula is here. So it'll find its spot soon. I should mark down what target positions I have for these with the different filters. Oh yeah, I used to have that problem with my old SE mount, my Nexstar SE mount. Humidity used to be pretty bad, um, especially when early on when I used to use it with AA batteries. I think it took like 8 or 16 AA batteries before I got a power tank. Yeah, humidity sucked with it. Yeah, while this is going, if anyone has any questions or anything, or want me to look at anything, let me know. And like I mentioned earlier, beta testing for the Sirill script I'm working on is going live in the morning. While I was doing this live stream, I actually scheduled that post on Patreon and uploaded a demo video to both Patreon and to YouTube for members. Again, it's available for free for Patreon members and for people in my Discord who are beta testers. So if anyone wants access, pretty easy to get access. And hopefully 10 to 12 days from now, it'll be in Sirill for the public. Oh, I know what I can do. So this M31, I should have live stack of M31 from. This is from 2024. This is from a little over a year ago. 120-second shots. Yeah, let's try these. All images from this folder. So let's clear that. Not match. Yeah. Okay. It'll be clear. And then let's play this. There's 106 images. This is 200 seconds of Andromeda galaxy. You can see so much more dust It's from last year. This was from the TubeTech camera that I was testing, but same sensor. Ooh. Oh, nice. I think you mentioned which lens. Which lens do you have? Is it the 40 or the 50 or the 60? I took my lunt out last week or 2 weeks ago. It was so hot outside. I died a little bit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I love my 40. It's great for imaging, great for outreach. Did my first outreach event with the Lunt 40 at a barbecue. Um, for first outreach in like a year and a half. Actually, more than a year and a half, because last time I did it with the Lunt 40 was before the 2024 eclipse. All right, thanks for joining, Beverly. Good night. Uh, where do you live, if you don't mind me asking? We're about to hit near triple digits here in Boston, Tuesday through Thursday, I think. Not looking forward to that. Struggling with this today. Oh, cool, Michigan. My brother and brother-in-law and sister-in-law just came back from Michigan. Um, my sister-in-law's from Michigan, so they go back there pretty often. I don't remember what part. Oh yeah, yeah. That was us last weekend. We had clear skies last weekend, but couldn't use the telescopes. I'm struggling with this one, so I'm just gonna leave this one alone. And I think this is imaging now. Yeah, it is. I'll look at that hyperbolic R square of 1. Don't get that often, but when I do, it's pretty neat. So didn't have to do that. Let's see, sequence. Don't need to do autofocus. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Great break for the delivery people. Nice. Yeah, not the last time, but the first time I did one with my Lunt 40, it was at a local park. I just set up on one of the sides, and people just kept coming up. It was nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's always a good feeling, right? Like blowing people's mind with just a simple telescope and eyepiece. Yeah, like seeing prominences, and if the conditions are right, seeing sunspots and filaments in hydrogen alpha is always mind blowing. So I think I need to step outside and check on my gear. So it's acting a little bit weird right now, not being able to see anything. But I will leave this here. Okay, BRB. Alright everyone, apologies for the delay. My mount has decided to point in the completely wrong direction. So I think, since I've had this stream going for over 2 hours now, I will call it a night so I can go figure out what's happening with the mount. I might have to just restart everything. So it's going to take a little while. So I don't want to keep the stream going while I figure that out. Thanks to everyone for joining. If you haven't joined our Discord, please look at the description. There's an invite link there. Same with Patreon. There's a free tier as well. The script for Sirill to be able to do mosaic stitching automatically is going live for beta testing tomorrow. So I hope some of you will give that a shot. Thanks again for watching, for tuning in, and thanks Otto, thanks Leilani. Have a great night.